Archana, you're there, Archana? I mean, you're able to...
Yes, I'll start. Yeah. Good morning, everybody.
Just good morning, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am. Very good morning, all of you. I'm glad to welcome you all to the HR Conclave 2021 organized by FutureCaptains, and wish you all a very happy 75th Independence Day. And this is Archana Anand. I'm going to host the show. I'm glad to introduce Rishabh Anurag Mogli, a grade 10 student from National Public School, Gopalapuram. He is going to give us the welcome speech. Over to Rishabh.
Good morning. Hope you are able to hear me.
Yes, go ahead, Rishabh.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. Wish you all a very happy Independence Day. At the outset, let me extend a very warm welcome to all of you for the HR Conclave 2021 hosted by FutureCaptains. With a mission to build successful careers and happy workplaces, FutureCaptains aspire to build a common platform for students, professionals, employers, recruiters, career coaches, counselors, and industry experts to help an individual make a viable career choice at every stage of life. I'm certain that all of us are wondering and probably anxious about what the future holds in store for each one of us. We all face challenges in our life. The way we deal with them sets us apart. I would ask everyone not to settle into the norm, rather challenge and seek answers. Learn from experiences deftly and relearn quickly. With this backdrop, today's event will give you an opportunity to listen, ponder, and interact with industry experts from various training domains and understand the skill demand of the job market. I'm delighted to have you all on a Sunday morning. With this, let me set some ground rules for today's session. Make sure you're connected to a good and uninterrupted Wi-Fi connection for having a seamless session. Request all of you to keep your mics on mute. Please keep your video off to avoid any kind of bandwidth issues. Have a notebook handy where you can take notes from the session. Ensure you jot down your questions, which will be later addressed in the Q&A session at the end. Keep your mobile phones in silent. So with all set, let us get ignited with the first session of the day. Over to Archana ma'am.
Archana, are you there?
Yeah, thank you. Yes, I'm there. Thank you, Rishabh, for the wonderful welcome speech. And now it is time to start the program. Before that, a quick context setting. This HR conclave is designed in a way that students become aware of the opportunities, qualifications required, and skills in demand. Each speaker will be spending 10 minutes to talk about their industry, and then we will be opening up the floor for the questions. It's important that one must listen to all the speakers, as every industry has opportunity to everyone. For example, real estate industry is not just for civil engineers, but also for architects, interior designers, MBAs, and so on. So we expect you to listen carefully and write down your questions so that you can clarify your doubts in a Q&A session. So now let's begin by welcoming the first speaker, Mr. Srihari. And I would like to give a small intro about Srihari, sir. Mr. Srihari holds an MSc in Computational Science from Technical University Munich and also an alumni of Loyola College, Chennai. Srihari is the founder and CEO of Decidu since November 2018, an organization that specializes in developing optimized design solution for products from machinery, automotive, aerospace engineering. He has worked in organizations like Banu Udyog, Siemens Limited, L&T Infotech as design engineer. He has also been a research assistant at TU Munich, Germany. Over to Srihari, sir. Thank you.
Srihari, are you ready?
I've got my mute.
Okay. Let me mute all the participants for 1 second. No? I'm just muting all the participants.
Name of research.
Yeah. Now I think you can unmute yourself and speak. Yeah.
Thanks very much, Archana, for this wonderful introduction. Also, I'm thankful for FutureCaptains team for organizing this event. And to everybody, I wish you also a happy Independence Day. So I'm working in Desdios Engineering Solutions Private Limited in Chennai, and we are a design company. We are making design of mechanical components, automotive and aerospace components. I would like to give you an overview of how engineering design works. I hope you can see my screen. So
it's visible. It's visible.
Yeah. So in my viewpoint, these are the 4 streams I could divide in major: shipbuilding, aerospace, automotive, and machine tools. So I want to quickly go to say how engineers see the world. So we engineers look at, if there is a passenger train, we don't look at the passengers most of the time. We look at the things which are attached to the body and of the trains, of the cars, of the motorbike, or even the robots or something like this. So then, if you have this kind of thinking, then you are eligible already to become an engineer. And in automotive design, we have different parts. We visualize how it looks, as I told you. And you can see a set of engineers looking at the chassis of the vehicle, which has batteries nowadays. Electrical vehicle is getting much famous. And you can see a set of kids looking at the mechanical parts using Google Lens, using AI, which is the recent technology, and a man looking at the car and imagining how this car can look like. And here you see some mechatronics, robotic engineers who are working on robotics. They have one lady is looking at how the robot arm is taking the load, and another one is preparing the arm. The other one is coding for these robots to work. And you see these robots are used in, as an example, they're used in manufacturing or making the assembly of cars. And now you see a set of team of people who are working on drones to fix a drone and to make it fly, right? So what they work on, in summary, is they work on mechanical parts, electronic boards, if it is an aircraft on the wings, and also they finally have to manufacture, then only they can assemble and do it. So everything they design has to be manufacturable. Now, what we do in the design office as mechanical designers is that we try to make these parts in the computer. You can see one man is making these parts inside a computer. So it's easier. So if you want to buy and do this and design it, it will cost a lot of money. So they do it inside the computer and make a drawing and see if it is breaking. You can see the gear wheels here, so which touch each other and it can break. So they want to design in such a way that it doesn't break. And some tools like, which are very necessary for us are Creo, SolidWorks, CATIA, which are commercially available tools which we use in the companies. We call it as computer-aided design. That's why, you see. And here you see we do also calculations where you find the strength of your component, the structure, and how the turbulence is when the flight is flying, and what happens if a car hits a pole. There's a passenger there. You don't have to really simulate it, test it, but you can do it with simulation inside a computer. You see, so that's advanced the technology it is now. And here you also see a car which is front facing a lot of wind, and how the wind flows, how the car's bonnet and car's structure is designed so that it can pierce the wind and flow, you see, go forward. And I also want to add up a little bit on the architecture, in architecture engineers or civil engineers, like how do they think? So so you can see beautiful structures there with all green gardens and trees, and they make beautiful buildings, right? So so what do is they again make use of CAD and make the drawings, and then finally they try to make these buildings. So computers are very important and easy and useful tool for making all these designs. And the civil engineers use AutoCAD and Rhino, which is popular tools for making interiors and exteriors of these buildings. And other important tools which you can learn is MATLAB, Simulink, Microsoft Excel VBA, or Python for programming, Visual C, C++, Arduino for programming microprocessors and so on. And I couldn't find a video which is short for a robot, but I put a robot picture here. I can show you later on some pictures. And for non-engineers, like definitely there are a lot of scopes who have to assist all engineers like us in make the company run and make profits and sell our products and keep the people happy inside our office. The human resource management, administration, accounts, finance, corporate communication, and content writing. And what are the opportunities which had gone, or we think it is gone after COVID, or what is now after COVID? The situation is like everything got digital. So after pandemic, before pandemic, the opportunities were really large and dynamic and slowly, but now the doors are opening. So slowly we are getting projects, and so we hire people and work with them. And yeah, we use Microsoft Teams, Zoom meetings and so on. So you don't have to physically appear to work. And nowadays the companies offer working at your home itself. And everything have become digital now. So we learn digital communication first of all. And it has also become one of the soft skills, necessary soft skills now after pandemic. And you had some questions for us. One is the career opportunities in design. So every product has a lifespan, so it cannot be forever. So, and technology keeps changing. So there are wide opportunities. You can keep making products based on people's need. And there are a lot of scopes, definitely, if you're talented and like designing. And if you don't get an offer, do not worry, find a mentor and practice at home, So yeah, be equipped. Preparing for placements, always look what the roles, it is the smartest way to look what the HR is looking for, find the requirements and see if it is, you have the suitable requirements, and show confidence. That's very important. Then you can do it.
Sir, excuse me, sir. This is Archana. I'm sorry to interrupt. So you have 2 more minutes to go, so we'll finish it off by 11:15. Is that fine, sir?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
okay,
this is the almost last slide.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Skills, yeah, technical skills. Always polish the technical skills. So, so in theory and practice. So whenever you study 12th standard, 11th standard, basic engineering needs mathematics, physics, chemistry, and so on. So read them. Try to find it attached with common sense and see what is available in front of you and relate to it, like how engineers, I told you how we think. So this is all I have for the presentation. So what I would quote at the end is success is where preparation and opportunity meets. Start by doing what's necessary, then do what's possible. And suddenly you are doing the impossible. Francis of Assisi. Thank you very much for this opportunity. If you have questions, we will talk later.
Thank you very much, Sriram sir, for giving us so much of information. And I will now would like to introduce our next speaker, Ms. Bhavana Asrani. Ms. Bhavana is a human resource professional. This one. Ms. Bhavana is a human resource professional with experience in strategic planning and organizational development. She heads the HRD in a premium and reputed real estate organization, RWD Private Limited, Chennai, and also founder of Abhyas Group. She has done BCom from Anna Adarsh College. Ms. Bhavana is a member of Madras Management Association and part of Corporate Council at Agnes Ignite, India, for nurturing, developing and sustaining an entrepreneurship and innovation ecosystem across Tamil Nadu. Ms. Bhavana is a featured mentor and diversity spokesperson at Jobs for Her, helping women to restart their career. I request Bhavana ma'am to take over. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Archana, for the kind words. And good morning to all of you and a very happy Independence Day. It's nice that, it's very nice to see on Independence Day where some people are just chilling out and, having fun. We are here doing some knowledge sharing. So I thank the Future Captains for this great initiative. And I thank all the participants to be here on a Sunday morning. So let's move on with the presentation. So RWD is a reputed property developers in Chennai. We also have branches across India, including Hyderabad, Vizag, and Bangalore as well. Totally, we have delivered 4 million square feet, and in Chennai alone, we have delivered 1 million square feet, and 1 million is still on. Every venture starts with a relationship, and every relationship is built on trust, and that is what we are. We'll move on to the opportunities in real estate industry. First is the, real estate, as you all know, is the second largest employment sector after agriculture. And this sector actually supports the economic growth of the country. And, the corporate sector and the infrastructural development it contributes mainly to the growth of any country. So, India is marching towards it. And the stats say that there are 248 million homes in India. This is second next to China. This itself is half of the average population of the world. Next, what is real estate? Real estate is defined as a property, land, buildings, and all rights above and below. So above means you can construct, probably more number of floors, and whatever is above is yours, whatever below is also yours. That is what real estate it is. And we have 4 types of real estate, which is residential, commercial, industrial, and land and special purpose. Residential, as all of you know, it is single family homes, it is bungalows, duplexes, high-rise buildings, and family residences. Then you have the commercial, where you have the shopping malls, gas stations, grocery stores, hospitals, hotels, offices, parking facilities, restaurants, etc. Then you also have theaters in commercial. Industrial is factory, power plant, warehouses. Land and special purposes is farms, orchards, timberland, cemeteries, temples, parks, libraries, and schools. We'll move on to see what are the opportunities for real estate. These are some core opportunities. One is the quantity surveyor. Quantity surveyor means they pull the quantity of the materials and give it to the next team to process the same. Geotechnical is a soil related to the soil testing and establishing of the same. Site engineer is the engineer who is put up at the site in the projects. Structural engineer designs the structure. Planning engineer plans the entire project, and the surveyor is on the field who takes measurements. These are some very core ones. But what I wanted to highlight in this presentation and in this forum is that civil engineers always feel that they want to go into core, but there are so many non-core but still related to civil engineering where their civil engineering skills are required. So those allied industries are, I will say there are around 100 of such industries, but we hardly come to know. So this exposure is actually missing in the students, which I wanted to highlight. Few of them which I have named here is facility management or property services, which means after the projects are all over, we need some team to, maintain the facility. That is called facility management services. And we can also look at civil engineering students getting into manufacturing divisions like steel, cement, brick, glass, tiles, wood, and many more. They can also get into logistics, power, and bathware. These are all big industries which is still untapped and unknown to the student community. So the qualities of an engineer, there are some soft skills which are definitely required to be a successful engineer. One is we need the focus. We always be a problem solver. We have to be very practical and resourceful. When I say practical here, some of the engineers, when they are put up in the site, they are so scared of, they say it is so sunny, but that's a part of it. We'll have to be on the field. If we are site engineers, we need to be on the field. So we'll have to have a very, very practical approach. We have to be curious. We have to keep learning more and more every day. We have to be ethical and we have to be a team player. We need all the STEM skills, which is very important from your academic sides. And definitely your communication skills have to be really great for you to communicate with your peers, with your seniors, with your juniors, with your everybody around. This is some stats which says that in 2017, 52 million Indians were employed in the real estate sector. As against 2013, we had 40 million. So there is definitely an increase. And in 2020-22, the forecast says that it's going to be 67 million. So post-COVID, the present situation also has given rise to some new ideas coming into the industry. The first one is the smart cities are improving. When I say smart cities, they mean enabling technologies, building and construction, water and waste management, and energy. Then second is, as you all know, many of the companies, the MNCs are shifting their base from China to India. So that's going to be a great demand for infra and construction here. Then there's always a robust demand for affordable housing. Now, the millennial crowd opting for homes, new age homes are such that, because of COVID, the pandemic has taught us the new way of living. There's a lot of remote work going on. So the millennials, in the previous, probably say 10 years back, we didn't have people from the millennial crowd who are buying homes, but now we see that from 25 to 35 years, the couples are opting for new homes, wherein they also design their homes in such a way that they have some space for their remote or the office atmosphere. Next is the urbanization, which is happening. The rurals are also getting urbanized. Then we have the co-living and co-working concept. The students living in a group in a home is called co-living, and a team which is working together, different companies working together in a single hall or so is called co-working. So these two concepts are also actually very, very much picking up with a new age setup. So all these things are definitely making sure that, we are growing day by day. And probably I would like to say that, in Hindi we say that roti, kapda and makan, which means clothing, food and shelter. These three are very important for a survival of any human being. So shelter comes under this, and whether it is COVID, non-COVID, we definitely need all these three. So there are great amount of opportunities for all the students. It's only that we need to tap, and we need to deserve the right place. To end, I have some tips for the students. So I request all of you to ensure you all do your personal branding. When I say personal branding, it means your reputation as a student, probably in your LinkedIn and other professional networks which are spread. So start building your personal branding, because today, most of the time, even when we ask, we don't ask for resumes these days. We just ask for the LinkedIn link. So we just go to the link and we pull out data. So it is how much you are present on a professional network and what all you have contributed as volunteering and as internships, and all that needs to get in there. Then you'll have to have a good networking. Please attend all seminars, webinars related to your field. FutureCaptains is one such, and there are so many people doing such things. Then you'll have to join internships. I see especially with civil engineers, when I take interviews, I see a lot of gap between their academic and the practical part of it. So that can only be done only by after attending your internships and gaining more practical knowledge. and you'll have to improve on all your soft skills, your communication skills, your team playing, and many other soft skills and related softwares like Primavera, eTabs, and all that is required. So I'm sure if this bit of it, if you cover, the world is wide open for you. There are a lot of opportunities. So thank you so much. Thank you, Archana, for the time given to me.
Thank you very much, Bhavana ma'am, for sharing us so much and giving so much of information for students, and we are really happy. And I hope it would have been of a real good use for them. And I would like to introduce our next speaker, Mr. Partho Ganguly. Mr. Partho Ganguly has a postgraduate degree in sociology and has a degree in management from Osmania University, Hyderabad. He started his career with one of the leading management consulting firm, SB Bilimoria, PwC, and later with International Data Corporation, USA. He founded MarketScope, the first management consulting firm dedicated to the IT industry in 1988. In 2003, Mr. Ganguly moved into the education sector and started teaching HR and market research in management schools. He also headed the placements and corporate relations of the Premier B School for 12 years and has placed more than 1,700 management graduates in leading companies across India. He is a member of NHRD, NIPM, and is the founder of GWFM Network Forum. Mr. Ganguly has recently been offered a honorary advisory position in the Odisha Skill Development Authority by the Government of Odisha. Mr. Ganguly is an accomplished author, having published numerous press articles in business magazines and newspapers in India, and has acted as a referee for research articles in International Journal of Marketing. Mr. Ganguly is in 2015 co-founded the Global WFM Forum, which is the biggest global community of HR and WFM professionals. He is currently an advisor to Jain University, LPU, and SOA University, and supports in building corporate relationships. I request Ganguly sir to take over. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhavna. That was a lovely introduction. And good morning, students. Good morning, fellow panelists. And it's a wonderful opportunity that has been created by Tamil through his FutureCaptains to try and enrich the community of the future to select a career which maps essentially with their skills and aspirations. I'm just trying to contribute a little bit in this about two essential sectors, which is seeing a lot of employment, which is e-commerce and the finance sector. So my presentation might be, since I'm covering two sectors, it might be a little longish than the ones that you've seen till now, but I'll try and run them through quickly so that you do not end up consuming a lot of time. Thanks for being here. So let's go. Now, this is the eternal truth that most people through their lives struggle with, which is what's a job and what's a career. Deepak Chopra, in case you are aware of him, he says that a job is how you make money. A career is how you make your mark. Now, there's a difference between making money and making your mark. Anybody can make money, but how many people make mark? That's a question you should always try and keep in your mind. Here you go. E-commerce in India is big. With growing internet penetration, disposable incomes, people of India are becoming, e-shoppers. With the big three, Amazon, Walmart, Flipkart, entering the e-commerce market in India, the market is expanding its footprint to the most remote locations across the country. Now, even in a tier 2, tier 3 city, you are served by the e-commerce companies. Now, post-COVID, due to the standardized lockdown rules across India and the growing hesitation among the consumers to go outside and shop for essential goods, this has actually given a flip to the e-commerce companies. In February 2020 versus June 2020, comparison by Unicommerce shows that the e-commerce sector has grown by almost 117%. Yeah. Now, what I'm saying is, I'm quoting data from PricewaterhouseCoopers, which says that this sector is going to generate 1 million plus jobs. Here we're talking about the market size, which is likely to reach 150 billion by 2022. This is something that we are all looking at, and because of this huge growth, the employment that is coming associated with the expansion is also going to be huge. The main sectors and the companies operating in that sector in e-commerce is as follows. In traveling and ticketing, you have Clear Trips, Make My Trip, and a lot of them. The retail, you have Walmart, Flipkart, Amazon, Big Basket. Hyperlocals. These are people who serve a different need. They pick up stuff from somewhere else and deliver it to you. Then you have these deals, Groupon, Cash Karo, and then you have education has become online and it's working in the e-commerce mode. You can get certifications and degrees from these companies for a price. So you buy education. Then you have classified portals, Shadi.com, Naukri.com, and a whole lot of them. Retail marketplace is the fastest growing segment. Hyperlocal, as I said, hyperlocal are those companies like Grofers, Dunzo, and all of them. They are big now. And the travel market, because of COVID, has kind of shrunk because the airline companies were not operating, all of that. But now it's again picked up, and it's going to be, if COVID permitting, this is going to be again back to its original place. Now, the other thing that you see are companies like Paytm, Google Pay, all of them who facilitate payments. That's another very, very big industry segment, which I think one should look at. Retail employment, according to KPMG, is to grow at a compounded annual growth rate of 58%. Logistics at 55% of retail jobs is expected to be the largest contributor at 0.8 million by 2021. Core technology jobs expected to set the biggest growth at CAGR of 64% of retail jobs. Now, what are the career paths that are evolving? One is the creative part, one is the operations part, and the other is the auxiliary area, which is, finance, payments, legal, HR, etc., which are the standard areas. Sorry. The overall retail, logistics and warehousing sector is likely to generate an employment of 1 million people in 2021. Now, 0.8 million will be required for first mile and last mile connectivity as e-tail delivery staff. And 0.25 million jobs will be created in e-tail fulfillment warehousing function. This is, this is one area where most of the hiring is happening. Now, what kind of qualifications do you require? Now, for the design function, generally they ask for a bachelor's or a master's degree in design or fine arts. These people generally provide inputs in user interface front. They design wireframes, color blends, photography, etc. Now, that's a very good career path. From the designer to the chief experience officer, it's a huge growth path. Then you have product management, which is for people with BTech plus MBA or bachelor's in design with an MBA. Now here also, you manage and govern the whole product life cycle, interact with all kinds of people within the organizations. Then you are required to be a master in almost everything that is within the product management function. Marketing is a standard graduate plus MBA requirement. And as usual, you try and ensure that even Eskimos buy refrigerators. This gives you a flexibility in moving into creative roles as well, and operational roles as well.
Artuda, a quick time check. We are yes. 10 minutes. Yeah, thanks.
Yes. Now, what I'll do is simple is, I'll just run through the qualificational requirements and go over, right? And there's other position, business analyst, product development, and the standard finance position. Now, business analyst and product development predominantly for BTechs, engineers. Finance, obviously, BCom plus MBA or a chartered accountancy. And then you have requirements for, people, because e-commerce is expanding, hiring is expanding. So a huge requirement for human resource professionals as well. Now, this is one major area which is consuming a lot of manpower, which is again supply chain. This requires a BTech and retail specialization in MBA. Now, here is something that I'm trying to picture, where you have the salary levels, the demand, and skill availability. As you can see, in creative area, the skill availability is little on the lower side. But across all job functions, you will see the demand for jobs is extremely high, and except these three, which is business analysis, product development, and analytics, the salaries haven't risen to these levels. But with the expansion of the segment, these are also going to go up exponentially. Now we're talking about finance and what kind of jobs are available. Now, the first thing that we are tackling here is the fresher jobs for BComs. These are the usual jobs available for fresh BCom graduates. I've put in some indicative salary figures for your information. Okay, now a specialization in finance, which is a qualification post your graduation, gets you into a situation where you are able to handle these following jobs. Now, accounting is an extensive field of study, and the big four firms, namely Deloitte, EY, KPMG, and PwC, offer the largest share of professional services in accounting. So graduates in commerce and business administration can consider CPA qualification to become an internationally licensed accountant. MCOM, MBA finance are also recognized as a good qualification to get into this area. Then you talk about corporate finance. In corporate finance, you deal with funding sources, investment decisions, capital restructuring, and all of that. The critical job function in this area includes balancing risk, analyzing and forecasting economic trends, managing funds, selecting investment portfolios, all of that. Corporate finance professionals are hired in junior and senior categories both, depending on what qualifications they're coming with. And the skill that you essentially require is a knack for numbers and the capability to apply the same for managing money, maximizing return on investment, introducing solutions for budgeting, and all of that. Leading corporate advisory firms would recruit finance graduates to expedite, mergers and acquisitions of businesses. Large organizations prefer to hire MBA talent for mid and senior level positions. In investment banking, is definitely an extremely lucrative career in terms of growth and salary package. Their work would revolve around working with data and numbers and introducing decisions that improve business operations.
Yeah. Parthuda, kindly wrap it up in 2 minutes because we are overshooting the time. Thanks.
All right. So I'll share this once there is a question. Okay, this is something that I'm trying to post BCom. You get these kinds of jobs as I mentioned, and BCom with an additional degree gets into business accounting and tax and all of that. These salary ranges are between 4 to 18 lakhs. Engineering with MBA. This is one very, very important area which engineers could focus on right now. And this is a big list actually. And actuary sciences are people who design the models of insurance companies, which is an extremely, extremely coveted area. Guys from economics background, non-BCom, they find employment in these areas. Investment banking, I'm told, has hired people at salary levels of 15 to 16 lakhs from colleges like Shri Ram College of Commerce from Delhi, Lady Shri Ram College from Delhi. I mean, these are kind of salaries offered to plain economics graduates. This is one certification which an engineering guy could probably do. In case anybody has a query on this, I can handle it later. I'm sorry, Senthil, information was little too much. So I think I overshot the time, but definitely apologetic about that.
Yeah, we will cover most of the part in the Q&A, Partha.
Yes.
No worries. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you very much, Partho sir, for giving us so much of information and sharing so much of thoughts. And I think definitely students would have been happy to hear all this. I would like to introduce our next speaker, Ms. Archana Rajamanikam. An introduction about her. She is a HR by profession and passionate trainer, and with a combined experience in corporate and strategy consultancy. She has also experience in end-to-end HR process and systems. She holds an MBA in HR from IBS Hyderabad. She has worked with Maximus Consulting Group, Sysarc Informatics. Ms. Archana is currently a manager in human resource at Econ Systems. I would like Archana ma'am to take over. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Archana, for the wonderful introduction. Okay, a very good morning to all the young minds here. So happy to see you on the 75th Independence Day, and I'm sure this session for the last 1.5 hours has been giving a lot of inputs for you. So I'm here to present you from the semiconductor and electronics industry. And over to my presentation. Quickly, I wanted to just give a brief about my own organization. I come from a company called Econ Systems India Private Limited, and we are a product development company in the embedded space. So it means we are one of the company in the semiconductor space, and we've been in business for the last 18 years, and we have around 350 plus employees who are designing and manufacturing products for our customers' problems. So we are headquartered in Chennai, and we are in 2 locations, Guindy and Tambaram. So that's a brief about Econ. Brief about me already, Ms. Archana has told about myself. So let me go directly into what opportunity do we have from the semiconductor and electronics industry. So all of us are aware about Make in India project, right? Which is a government project which helps in manufacturing products inside the country and bringing money inside the organization. So the electronics industry, or the ESDM, is nothing but the electronic system design and manufacturing industry. It plays the catalyst role for the Make in India project of India. So how or why? These are the few reasons. Number one, there are a lot of challenges that the COVID has taught us, and COVID has brought us as an opportunity for this industry, because pre-COVID, lot of equipments, a lot of components that were used by the electronics function or electronics industry in the country came, or we were trying to import a lot of products from outside the country. So now, because of COVID challenges, there were a lot of logistics problems. We couldn't bring in components from outside India to the, we couldn't cross borders. So many of our components came from China, Taiwan, and all the other places. So this COVID has actually paved in an opportunity to set up manufacturing units in the country itself. So electronic market is one of the sunshine market for this Make in India project. Why? Because there is a compounded annual growth rate increase by 29.4% by 2025, where we are heading towards. And there's a creation of $1 billion of funds that is going to get involved inside the country, so that we set up the infrastructure, we make a skill development, and we start manufacturing, taking care of all the supply chain as well. So when this market is going to bring in a lot of growth for the country as such, there is going to be a lot of jobs. It's going to be available for each and every one of you, and close to 1 crore of jobs is what's been expected. And the electronics industry is looked as one of the alternate source of employment for the IT sector. So with that, the Indian Association of Electronics and Semiconductor has a certain target for themselves of incubating thousands of electronics products and startups inside the country, create 1,000+ IPs, intellectual properties for the country, generate business of more than 1,000 crore and more than 10 lakhs of jobs over the next 5 years. So this is the opportunity that is available for all of us, for each of us in the semiconductor and the electronics industry. So this is just a picture where it shows that there is a 29.4% of increase in the CAGR by 2025. That's what is expected to happen. And also the demand for semiconductor goods are also increasing, and it's reaching up to US dollars of $400 billion by financial year of 2025. So with this, opportunity available in this domain. So I would like to go forward. Okay, before going forward of what is the opportunity available for each of you, here are a few companies, very, very few companies, as the title itself says. I've just brought it in front of you so that you can go in detail about these companies, go research about these companies, research about what are the opportunities that is available. And I would rate one of my company, the company that I work for, which is Econ Systems in this domain, for each of you to look for an aspiring career with us. Okay, so this is a list of companies. So now going with the opportunities available. So I have split into 4 opportunities. Let me note this. So the first opportunity, first type of opportunity, or the first category of opportunity in the semiconductor industry is the core engineering. Next is the allied engineering, I would say. The third is the manufacturing, and fourth is the business functions. So we'll go one by one. So what is core engineering all about? So core engineering primarily for the engineering graduates, BE, ME, and diploma as well, right? Diploma in electronics, because we are in the electronics industry and electronics is the base. There are a lot more other departments like E&I and things like that, but any engineer who are from the circuit branches or the electronics background have these are the opportunities inside the semiconductor industries, starting with hardware engineering. So hardware engineering is something that which deals with the hardware, the PCB, the boards. If you talk more about econ, it's more about camera. We are a camera company, camera product development company. So it talks about hardware engineering. So next comes the software engineering, where we have embedded software, the firmware engineering, and a lot of other things, which is the software engineering opportunity that's been available for each of us here. Next is the PCB design. Okay, PCB is placement of components in your boards, and that's a tool level expertise that basically we look for. So that's a PCB designing kind of roles and jobs that's been available for each of you to get into. The fourth is the mechanical engineering. Yes, mechanical engineering, because that we are in the motto of creating products and manufacturing products for the country in the electronic space. There is a mechanical engineering that's been involved, which takes care of the mechanical layout of the entire product as such. So these are the various things which gets into the core engineering job for a fresh graduate like each of you. Going to the next one, which is for the allied engineering, I call it as they are also from the engineering background, and it also involves BCA and MCA and BSc electronics and physics and whatnot. So anybody in the sites. So these are the different functions that's available in the industry or in a specific company, which talks about the quality of the product. So any product that goes out of a company has to be certified for quality, right? So product quality is one area that that each of you can aim for, where your engineering, where your electronics is very important. Number 2 is the software testing. Again, today I come from an embedded background, embedded company. So embedded is nothing but a combination of hardware and a software, right? So the moment there is a hardware and a software, there has to be a testing for that. So there is a huge demand for aspired individuals like each of you into the software testing area or the software quality assurance area. So that's one opportunity that we have. And again, going into a product, when there is a hardware involved, there's a hardware testing role as well, where it tests about the reliability of the product. What does the product happens when it is being exposed to a lot of temperature, in terms of hot temperature as well as the minimum and the maximum temperature. How does the product react to any rugged situation? So all these things comes under the hardware testing areas. So next comes the domain specific testing. So why I have mentioned domain specific. If I take my own organization, our niche is the camera domain. So there are certain domain specific testing professionals that we look for. For example, imaging is one of the key criteria of any camera. So imaging testing, we have specific roles for imaging testing. Primarily, we hire BSc Physics, MSc Physics guys whose physics and whose science is strong in terms of concepts. So where we check where the product is being tested for its imaging concepts and imaging aspects of the overall functionality. So these are the areas I call it as the allied engineering opportunities that is available for each of us. So going next is the manufacturing. So again, if I take my own organization, we are a design house and we also have a manufacturing. So manufacturing, of course, Econ has a third party who does the manufacturing, but these are the various opportunities that we have in terms of manufacturing, where again, we have the BE, ME, the engineering graduates, coupled with management degrees and science graduates we are looking for. So manufacturing is, again, here there are primary categories inside the whole of manufacturing opportunities. The first is the manufacturing or the production by itself. So people who can, like we say, visual inspection, people who look into the visual aspects of placements of components, make sure that the components are assembled properly. So all these comes under manufacturing. So next is the supply chain, very, very important, which starts from the procurement of the raw material till shipment of the products to the customer. So it involves procurement of raw material, it involves logistics, it involves store management, inventory management, or the store management. It talks about handling vendors, which is the last one, which is handling supply chain partners and all the other people, which comes under vendor management. And the next opportunity that we have is the manufacturing quality. Sorry, there's a spell error. It's a manufacturing quality where we talk about the incoming quality of the raw materials, the outgoing quality of the products, and it also talks about the design for manufacturability. So what is design for manufacturability? The core design team designs the product, but the manufacturing quality team makes sure that the design that the engineering division gives is manufacturable, right? Any product has to be manufactured, only then it will be successful, right? So this team plays a major role in bridging between the manufacturing as well as the design, the engineering design, which is the brain behind the product. Again, last is the vendor management, which I already touched upon in supply chain and other things. So these are the opportunities that we have in manufacturing. The last one, but not the least, is the business function. So yes, business function, again, there are opportunities in all these areas. If I talk about business development, here again, we again focus with BE and management degrees, the BBA and BComs. So today, there are a lot of focus that's been given for engineers getting into these kind of roles, because we are an engineering company, so we have to start selling engineering products. So only if you understand what is the engineering product all about, we'll be able to sell it. We'll be able to write content. We'll be able to market it. So that's what the business development opportunity gives. Opportunities we have. So we have opportunities in sales, we have opportunities in marketing. Today, digital marketing, we have a lot of opportunities in search engine optimization. We also have opportunity in the website development, which is very, very important, right? And it also goes to the extent of content development. So content development, so if I have to write a content or an article for my product, then I have to understand the engineering behind it or the science behind it. So we look for people who work, who have an engineering expertise, who has a science expertise, who can understand the technology, who can understand the product, and then write as a content for a layman. Okay, again in human resource, specifically in human resource, we started looking for again a BE graduate getting into human resource, especially in recruitment, because we are hiring engineers, right? Across the organization, across the semiconductor industries, we are hiring engineers who are the core people. So again, my recruiter should be well equipped or should be completely aware about the engineering expertise to hire the right resource for the right position and right for the organization. So human resource is one area. Project management is another area that comes under the business function, where any of these roles play a major role. Any of these qualifications play a major role. And finance and accounting, I'm sure Partha sir had actually taken a complete and gave a brief about the complete opportunity available in finance and accounting, which is also available in any organization or any industry for that matter. So these are the 4 categories of opportunities that we have for each of you here. And I would also like to go forward with few things what we have started doing pre and post COVID. Okay, pre-COVID hiring, I want to focus on hiring of young minds.
This is the time check, ma'am.
Sure. Just one more slide.
Yeah, we have 2 more minutes, ma'am. Thank you.
So pre-COVID, companies hit the college campuses to hire, right? But post-COVID, I don't think that opportunity is available with us on this day. So hiring has started to happen remote. And we from Econ have started hiring a lot of fresh graduates, be it engineering, be it science, be it art, whatever, through the online portal or online platform, whatever is available. So keep a watch on the Naukri. Currently, we are using Naukri. A lot of our requirements for hiring freshers are posted through something called the first Naukri, not the Naukri, the first Naukri, where you can go and look for opportunities, which is primarily for the fresh minds like each of you. So that's about this. And what does the industry look for? Quickly, I'll run through. What does the industry look for? Is passion for electronics, because our niche is that. Next is the hard work and never give up attitude, because we are into product development. The semiconductor is into a lot of creation of new products. So hard work is very important, and we can never give up because if we are into R&D, a lot of things are there. and willingness to learn continuously. So technology is upgrading day by day. So yesterday's technology is obsolete today, right? So you have to be willing to learn continuously, and then the most important, make your fundamentals strong. Even if you're from a BSc electronics, make your electronics stronger. So make your fundamentals strong. So the last but not the least, certain skill set I would like to actually present it forward. The electronic subjects. Okay, there are short forms. You can create a quick snapshot. EDC is nothing but your electron devices and circuits, the digital electronics, linear integrated circuits, microprocessor, and microcontroller. These are the 5-6 core subjects that you have to look upon and equip yourself and strengthen yourself to get into electronics industry. If you want to become a hardware engineer. But of course, awareness to all these subjects are very important. Coming into programming, C programming, the C++, which are the base over which the rest of the programming skills are built, which the ML, the Python, the Linux, the Java, and whatnot. Name it, everything is there. Okay, but these are the basics. Analytical is the puzzle solving, the logical reasoning, the data interpretation, all these comes to place. Most important thing I wanted to emphasize is the go the extra mile. Somebody was had it in the last slide. Go the extra mile. Take every opportunity as a learning opportunity. Get yourself associated in a lot of forums and technical forums for you to learn and equip yourself. And don't stick on to your curriculum. Go beyond your curriculum. Come out of your comfort zone and do a lot of projects. Dirty your hands by doing a lot of projects. Only then you will start learning. And of course, hard work and passion is something that's going to help you throughout. So with this, thank you so much. 10 minutes, I think I'm on guard. So thank you so much, Future Captains, for giving me this opportunity to present the opportunities available for the young minds in the semiconductor and electronic industry. Over to you, Archana. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Archana, ma'am. That was really informative. I think students would have been happy about it. One more information I would like to share is we are definitely going to have a Q&A session after the guest address, and request all of you to make a note of all the questions, and we will be addressing all of your questions. And the next speaker I would like to introduce is Mr. Tamilselvan Mahalingam. I hope most of us, all of them know Mr. Tamil. And Mr. Tamilselvan holds a bachelor degree in economics and master's in business administration from University of Madras, with more than 20 years of HR experience in talent acquisition, talent supply chain, and talent management. He has worked with various organizations like Hexaware, Wipro, and Cognizant. Mr. Tamilselvan is the founder and CEO of FutureCaptains. He has decided to set the vision of creating a happy, he has worked with various organizations like Hexaware, Wipro, and Cognizant. Mr. Tamilselvan is the founder and CEO of FutureCaptains. He has decided to set the vision of creating a happy workspace by providing students with a platform that caters to career decision-making, career enabling, and career transformation. I request Mr. Tamilselvan to take over. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Archana, and good afternoon and a very happy Independence Day to all of you. I'm just going to take about 5 minutes to talk about who we are and what we do, because all of you might be hearing from the resource people about what various opportunities are there, and what kind of salary bands that you can avail, and what qualifications are required. But at the end of the day, the very simple question that people have in their mind is, which opportunity is the one that will make me successful, right? Because opportunities are there everywhere, and whether you're in school or in college, the one thing that I see constantly with the many students is the lack of awareness of the opportunities that are there, right? And this is particularly where we have established ourselves as a key player, and we are one amongst the very few players in the global market who provide a various career related support system for the students, right? So we are not just a career guidance company, we are a career architecture company. So we work with the students' potential, interest, family background, and accordingly we provide technology, tools, industry experts, knowledge resources. So anything that you want to do outside your school or college to develop your professional capability, we are the people to come to. And I'm very proud of the fact that we have met so many students from different colleges and schools, and we are able to groom them. So this is, if any student of physics over here, they will understand that the speed formula is distance by time, right? But unfortunately, one important component is missing in this entire thing, which is direction, right? Now, direction is far more important than speed, because a lot of people want to grow fast, but if you don't have direction, as the formula would suggest, that you will lose time. You'll gain distance, but you will lose time if you go in the wrong direction, right? And that's precisely where we have positioned ourselves. And we have found that there are 4 types of people who face career issues. Now, those who don't have a plan. They don't know where they want to start and where they want to end, right? This is a complete clueless population that I see. Like, majorly about 80% of the students I come across fall into this bucket. Not just students, even professionals. They would have gone into a kind of entry level job in software engineering, but then they would fail miserably in the job or task that they've got, and then finally they will go for MBA and they'll try to figure out what to do just to buy time, right? Absolutely zero clarity. They will only go by opportunity that is prevailing, but they will fail to see what they have as a potential, right? This is the first kind of people that we see. The second kind of people is, they know where they are, but they don't know where they want to go. They don't have a plan at all. And this is the second kind of people that we see. Very sad to say, this kind of, we see majority in the colleges. They say they've got into engineering. They're very clear about engineering. Once they get into engineering, they don't know what to do after that. This holds for MBA, MCA, biomedical engineering, any course you take. They don't know why they are there, what to do with that, right? Third, I see students who know exactly what they want. I want to be in IIT. I want to do my NEET and get into medicine. But then do what? And what are the other plans? Like, IIT is not a guaranteed thing. If you write JEE advanced or main, doesn't mean that you'll get an IIT seat. Same thing with NEET or any entrance exam for that matter. Nobody can guarantee you an entry. So what is your plan B, plan C? If you want to get into medicine for healing, then it has many options. But if you want to get into medicine because you want to show that you are the first doctor in the family or the first person, of course, those are noble missions, but that's not, we cannot look at it from that angle. When it comes to career, you need to look at alternative pathways to make sure that you end up where you want it to be. And there are many roads that can lead you to your destination. So that's again a place where we support students. And finally is those who confuse movement with achievement. I see this all the time, right? My goal is to get into a good college, good placement. But what is that placement? What job role? They have absolutely no clue, right? Once they get into engineering or any particular course, or they get into the best of the institution, but they have zero clarity of what kind of opportunities that are available. I can bet even now, you are listening to this, about 4 speakers have spoken. How many of you have really made it a point to note down that are in your interest area? How many of you made a list of it? How many of you noted questions that you want to ask? I can tell you it will be a handful, right? Because people come because they want quick fixes. They think that being here will give them answers. No, participating will give you the answers. And just by listening to it, it should only make your curiosity to grow. And this is exactly happening with the colleges or even school students. Many of them will choose education because they want to show that they are moving, but it's not achievement. You don't really significantly achieve by getting into a top end institution, because you have to study, you have to gain skills. And that's again an area where we support the students. So we kind of cater to all sorts of students and people. So if you're in school, we help you. If you're in grade 8 and 9, we help you identify interest. If you're in grade 10, we help you with group selection in 11th or personal branding. If you're in grade 11 and 12, we help you with selecting degree, college, personal branding, internships for school children. Right? Not many people offer that. We kind of give this as an additional support for students. Right? And if you are in college, we support you with personal branding, mentoring with the industry people, right? Soft skills, employability skills, higher education guidance, job search assistance. All of these are provided by us. And some of the students who have benefited by our support, Sahitya Balakrishnan, who is studying final year in Hindustan, college student. She has even interned with us, and she's also got career guidance through us. And Ilakya, grade 10 student, and she's studying in Lalaji Memorial Omega International School. Again, she was confused with multiple options, and now she's very clear about what she wanted to do. And we have also, she has participated in all our programs actually, and she's one of our key ambassadors that we can proudly say. And finally, for those who are knowing that we can also place students, meet Hariharan, who's a student from Knowledge Institute of Technology, Salem. We have helped him to find an opportunity at 3.6 lakhs. Of course, the credit goes to him because he was skilled enough, but we created the opportunity for him to meet the right kind of company. And when we help one rural student, we uplift an entire family, and we are very proud of the fact that we are able to do this week on week, day in, day out, and we have an entire team dedicated to help students to find opportunities. And all of this at a very nominal cost that would help students to reach to the right organization. Right. And if at all you're interested to be in touch with us, we have an upcoming free workshop for grade 9 and 10 that's called Being the Best, and this will help you to understand how to build your profile. And for those who are in grade 11 and 12, we have a free workshop that will help you to understand how to choose the right college or degree. Right, this is a second important program. So this is again, and for graduate students, we have a program that is called the Most Wanted Fresher, and this is a program that will help you to understand how to become a job magnet, how to attract opportunities, and how to build your profile in such a way that you attract the right kind of people. So these are some of the interesting areas that we work on, and those who are interested to participate in these programs, we will be sharing a link for your certificate, and of course the freebies that we are going to give. So wait till the end, and we will share the registration link, and you will be able to participate in these, either of these or all of these programs. Now over to you, Archana. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Archana, are you there?
Archana, you're on mute.
Archana, you're on mute, Archana. Okay. All right. So let me help you. I think Lokesh, I think you're next, right? So let's go on with your session. So Lokesh is a very good friend, and also a very senior HR professional, who is currently heading the South region with the Metropolis Healthcare, one of the largest chain of diagnostics in the country, and he's also worked in various capacities with Scope International and Sutherland Technologies, and I heartily welcome you, Lokesh, to share your views about healthcare industry, and also, and share your views as well. Thank you so much.
Sure. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Yeah. Go.
Yeah. Good morning, all. Good morning, future captains. Good morning, Tamil, and hearty welcome to all the students and fellow panelists who have taken time today on Independence Day to share knowledge with us, as well as the future team, future generation, and who is going to be the heading the job markets in future. So I head HR for South SBU in Metropolis. So Metropolis is number 2 diagnostic chain in the country, and so the company has gone public last year, and we have grown enormously in the last 1.5 years from entrepreneurial organization to a corporate sector, and we are in the business for almost 37 years now. And I head HR for the South region, which consists of Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka. So my presentation on healthcare sector is one of the evergreen market which is there in the world as well as in the country. And post COVID, it has gained most importance because if you see the market capacity of this sector is $194 billion, which is estimated in 2020. And also, what is the union budget has allocated for spending in healthcare is 35,000 crores. So, what are all the market which we can look at in healthcare is hospitals, pharma, diagnostics, medical outsourcing, and wellness sector. We all look at what's in it for me as a student. What do you want to look at? So anybody in the industry, this is not a degree specific, science background is preferred, but anybody can get into a medical industry. There are a lot of manpower requirement which is there, and you have to develop your skills according to that one. And also managerial skills is very important in this organization, because there are, if you say any hospitals or any diagnostics or any pharma, which was started as a very small organization, now it's going into a consolidation phase. When they started, it would have been started by a doctor or a technician. So after some time, these guys have wanted to consolidate their business. So they wanted to hire best talent from the market. So there is a lot of crunch of managerial skills in this area. So people who are taking anything which is in the managerial part will make a huge difference to this industry. And compared to other countries, in the Indian healthcare is in the upward swing, and we need a lot of managerial roles and people who can make decisions in this industry. So, and supply chain is one important aspect in this organization, because right now the COVID vaccination is happening, a lot of medical distribution is happening. All those things hugely depends upon the supply chain. For example, as a diagnostic industry, I feel logistics is one of the important thing, because all over we have 4 or 5 labs in Chennai, but we cater to almost all the pin codes in Chennai, and it mainly depends upon the logistics. And we also do specialized tests in Bombay. Because of the logistics what we have, we send samples from here to Bombay and get the reports on the same day or the next day. So that's the level of logistics or supply chain will add value to this, and a person who can make this stat very less will always be a key differentiator in this industry. So if you see, as soon as you open the Naukri today for healthcare, there are 11,000 plus jobs available in Naukri and 5,000 plus jobs available in LinkedIn. So that's the scale of this market. So as I told, why you want to look at this market? Because it's an evergreen market. Every time there is healthcare is needed for everyone. And what are all the values you can add in this one? As I told, if I want to deliver the report, or if I want to deliver any service from a hospital, it has to reach the end user, that is the end customer or the patient. So how you can solve the problem of the patient. So problem solver is an important aspect in this industry, and service mindset is definitely needed. And managerial skills, person who has, as I told previously. And also, I don't want students only to look at jobs. We also should be in the process of creating jobs. So I also look, a lot of people should start a business, start an organization where you can give jobs to the fellow colleagues or fellow students across, and also for the future generation. So you cannot only be a job seeker, you should also be a job maker. That is what I always advise students. And process, as I told you, acquire the skill needed, which is relevant for this industry. And any product or service you create which make a difference in this industry will definitely take it forward. So any product, like for example, a product which can be created in this industry, maybe like for example, you had portable pulse oximeters. Now you have a lot of medical equipments which are a common man can use, which was available only in market, which was only available in hospitals before. Now it has reaching everybody at home. So they create a product, make a business plan around it. You'll develop. And also there are a lot of things. If an hospital is there, or a diagnostic center or a pharma, they look at a lot of infrastructure to be developed to reach because they have to spread in nook and corner of the country as well as in the city. So infrastructure building is important, where everywhere, or franchising is an important aspect in that one. So as I told, there are a lot of job positions available. Medical billing is one industry which is always there in the country, post BPO boom in the country. And diagnostics is where there were a lot of standalone labs Now bigger players are coming into prominence post-COVID because we are looking at quality and also safety of the organization, safety of the people. And IT and automation is important in any hospital or a lab management because whatever we do, giving a same-day report, same-day medical report, so all these things should be covered on one IT or automation, which should be definitely be there. Hospital or lab management. So as I told, managerial skills is key in this one. There is a lot of course which is available on hospital management or lab management. When bigger hospitals come, even if you see in Chennai, Le Meridian Hotel is going to be converted to a big multi-speciality hospital. So these are all bigger, and there is a sophisticated hospital called Westminster in Nungabakam. So all these people look at somebody who can manage the hospital, manage the patient, manage the walk-in. All those things are definitely needed in this space. Background science, pharma, IT, these are predominantly taken in this area. So as I told, managerial or entrepreneurial skills. So what you need in this one, speed, innovation, and emotional connection with the patient. So as I told, I just want to give a few example of problem solving. As I told, as students, you have to look at problem solving as an important aspect. Post-COVID, if you see how a market can be developed, like for example, if you take a person like Rajnikant, he is in demand. He is a problem solver because entertainment is needed. Okay, that's why he is top in the market, and he solves a problem where entertainment is the key. And now a lot of due to COVID, virtual meetings are happening. Zoom came into prominence because you find a problem and you are addressing one problem. So you need a tool or a service which to address a problem. Now with COVID, most of us order food at home. Swiggy, Zomato is there, and we cannot go to theaters. Safety is a concern. The market is definitely changed into streaming platforms like Amazon Prime. And mask, you use daily. Without mask, we cannot go out. An industry which developed. These are key areas of problem solving which happened in the last 1.5 years. So we'll say post-COVID, there is no jobs available, but think at different activities which has boomed in this year. So without Zoom meeting, we cannot do anything right now. Without a streaming platform, everybody is on a streaming platform. The amount of data consumed in that one, the amount of movies which is releasing. So a new set of market has already developed. If you see in IT areas in Bangalore, there are a lot of companies which do streaming and which do applications, which do streaming application, which has a support and services, which was not there in maybe 5 years before. That new setup is already begun.
Sir, excuse me, sir. This is the time check and we have 1 more minute, sir.
Yeah, so I'm just closing it. So these are the degrees which can be used in our healthcare sector. So engineers are available. By BPharm is one, BCom for accounts, a lot of, because we deal with a lot of retail cash. MBA is potential, as I told, management is important, and BSc for any technical or scientific offices. Okay. So Lokesh Ambikapati, this is my ID in all the social media networks. So you can connect with me if you have any doubts. Anytime I'm ready to help. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Lokesh, sir.
Thank you.
For giving us knowledge about the opportunities available in the healthcare and a lot of information. Thank you very much, sir. And finally, I would like to address Ms. Sumitra Ganeshan, and she is going to be our last speaker. A small introduction about her. A professional with 20+ years of experience in manufacturing and service industries, her expertise include operations and resource management in service industries and plant and production management in automotive and discrete manufacturing industries. She has worked with Crompton Greaves, Motherson Automotive, Tech Mahindra, HP, and Siemens. She is currently heading talent acquisition at Hinduja Tech. She holds an MBA in logistics, materials, and supply chain management. Over to Sumitra, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for the wonderful introduction. Good morning, everyone. My name is Sumitra. I'm heading talent acquisition at Hinduja Tech. I would like to give the quick intro of Hinduja Group. you all aware of this. Ashok Leyland is our parent company. It's in one of the India's premier transnational conglomerates. I'm here to talk about the in-demand jobs in the IT industry. See, some of us here might think that the educational degrees that you come across are not interesting. You might think that just because your friends make their courses sound fun and interesting, yours isn't. See, it always lies in how you see things and how you make it look. The more you learn about something, the more you will understand you can perform better. Do you agree with me? Okay, let's look into the PPT. See, I would like to cover the impact of this IT industry. The COVID has accelerated really the adoption of digital transformation by many organizations across industrial sectors. And work from home is a new norm. Most of the major concern about this cybersecurity, which needs to be more stringent during this pandemic. This is for you, equip yourselves. See, this will definitely help you to how to equip. Okay, you can learn from the best professors and practitioners in the world through these platforms, irrespective of where you live. You need to develop learning mindset with the hands-on skill. Your skills will help you to find next dream job, not necessarily your college degree. Make best use of your learning opportunities and seize the future, because you are all going to be the future of technologies. Because this open sources like Udemy, Coursera, Skillshare are here, you can make use of it. Okay, check all the website and blogs. You can understand the industry leaders, what they're writing the articles. You can update your trends. These are all the trends flying in the digital industry. So before I talk about the demand jobs in the IT sector, let me paint the picture of how future for IT sector look like based on my experience and the industry leaders. So you all would have heard about it. Digital transformation is disrupting industries in the news channel, papers, debates, and the articles. What is that? Okay, and certainly this is true in the age of COVID. By the way, digital is not new to us. We are already started using it. So what is digital? Digital is all about reimagining business process and business models for organization across all industry sectors through adapting the technologies like e-commerce, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, machine learning, cloud, social, and mobile applications. See, for an instance, if you see the power sector, soon you will see the old energy meters, what we are using at home, right? It's analog meter, will be replaced by smart energy meters. You will have an app to monitor the consumption of electricity, and you will get the alert on high consumption of electricity in a particular month. This is an example for Internet of Things, IoT. See, for an example of machine learning, today, as you see, your YouTube views in a day, your YouTube gives you a personal recommendation with more relevant videos based on your browsing pattern. You don't have to search next time, right? Same with the Amazon. It recommends you based on your browsing history and purchasing history so that you shall buy more. These are all an example of machine learning. This definitely recommends system built at large scale. Today, every industry is generating tons and tons of data and looking for methods to monetize the same data. As data is the new oil for global economy, machine learning as a technology helps every business to make their decision better. Okay. IT companies will enable the business transformation, digital transformation for companies in all industry sector like retail, manufacturing, travel, healthcare through their services. While the last decade of IT services comes into service industry, the coming decade will see India as powerhouse in developing software products. So here we have covered SaaS. You will see SaaS or software as a service sector growing multifold, developing software products for the world. Companies like Zoho, Freshworks have already set benchmarks in the SaaS sectors. So here's, I have listed some of the hot skills and qualification required. So these are the open positions available in Naukri as on today for the application services and the ERP. You all know that, right? It's non-digital consulting solutions. So in the ERP, we have 4 major things. I've listed only few. So you can also browse and see that. These are all the options available. And we have a lot of gap in demand and supply match. I would request everyone to look at your own interest and do the searching, because word of mouth is good, but researching on your own is very, very important. so that you will not have any regrets later point of life. So these are all some training institutes. It's applicable for IT as well as electronics industries. You can check with those industries and you can train yourself. You can have some more certification and you can equip yourselves. This is in demand jobs in the industry, engineering industry. See, these are the 3 trends. I've covered only the current ones: electric vehicles, autonomous mobility, and phone on mobiles. So the volatility and uncertainty in the crude oil's demand and prices create pressure upon the governments and the policymakers to look at the new alternatives. What is the next change? Green alternatives seems to be the trend of the future business and our markets. Electric cars by 2025, 20% of all new cars sold globally will be electric. There will be a leap to 40% by 2030, and 2040, virtually every new car sold globally will be electric. Okay, and there's an autonomous car. Self-driving vehicles employ a wide range of technologies. So these are all the new technologies. You can do some search. Radar, cameras, ultrasound, and radio antennas. Some major manufacturers like Waymo, Tesla, Ford, and Porsche, and Hyundai are already in this autonomous car manufacturing. So this is the new trend. The car is equivalent to smartphone on wheels. We like to call it as a phone on wheels. Whatever you do on your phone, you will be able to do it inside your car, and this is how the automotive trend is on the edge of booming. I've listed some more electric vehicle OEM companies here, so you can make use of it. These are all some skills and positions and the number of open positions available in the engineering field. So embedded software, if you see, it's a huge demand and the supply is very, very less. I would say 50% only we will be able to position it. See, embedded C, C++, microcontroller. The qualification, what we require is bachelor and master degrees in engineering. The open position for software developer is 33K, but the availability is less than 10,000. So testing is the another opportunity, and hardware development, mechanical and electrical design. That's another opportunity. See, while we have seen so much of opportunities, the jobs are in plenty. The $1 million question is, are you ready? So I can give you one small secret about getting hired. Get excited and be always curious. Ask relevant questions and show that you are ready to learn even when you grow old. No matter what skill or field it is, that will make you stand out in front of thousands of applications. Thank you. All the best very much.
Thank you very much, Sumitra ma'am. I hope this would have been definitely useful for our students. And with this, we have done with all the speaker introduction part. And we are now open for Q&A session. I request all of you to address your questions in the chat box, or if you want to talk to them personally, I request you to raise hand, so we will give you a chance to address your questions. Thank you.
Right. So, Archana, before the audience, raise questions, I have a very curious question to the speakers. Right. So this is from my personal angle, because I wanted to know your viewpoints. So the question goes like this: if I'm going to give you 100 rupees and you have to bet, your 100 rupees on soft skill and technical skill, how would you split that money? And what proportionate you will invest in soft skills, and what proportion you will invest in technical skill? And you cannot do 50-50. So I would request Sumitra to start with your perspective. Then I would like to hear it from Archana, Bhavna, Lokesh, Partho, and Shrihari. Go ahead.
See, in the IT industry, I would split 80% of requirements are in technical and 20% are soft skills. Soft skills always, as a HR and the company, where basically the skills are important. Always we look for an attitude is very important. We can hire the skill always.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Archana?
Okay, Tamil, I would say 90% to the technical skills and 10% to the soft skills, because we believe that soft skills can be groomed, and over the years of time, based on the responsibility and the growth, I'm sure soft skills can be groomed. Yeah.
Okay.
The fundamentals to be strong. That's what we expect 90%.
Okay, Bhavna?
Yeah, 60% of technical and 40 of soft skills, I would say, because
Okay.
as they, whatever responsibilities they have been given, we will also groom them on soft skills. But technically, if they are strong, such things, we can definitely groom them.
Okay, okay. Partho, sir?
Yeah, Tamil, technical skills, depending on the area that you're getting in, there are some core skills that you need to definitely have. And soft skills, as many you can adopt. So I would say 80% of technical skills, 20% of soft skills to begin with. The rest, as my fellow speaker said, companies will ingrain in them.
Ingrain them. Okay, Srihari?
Yeah, hello. I'm going to say totally opposite of all of you guys. I would say like 40% technical skill and 60% soft skill. I'll tell you the reason why. Because we, as a startup and growing business, we hire a lot of freshers, and it is very not easy to expect a lot of technical skills at that particular age, when they join. And definitely at that particular age, we definitely need a lot of soft skills so they can bind with our team, talk relevantly, and more showing, being more transparent, and showing less fear to, also like Lokesh said about problem solving skills and so on. So I think like 40% technical is enough, and later on they can continue to learn more technical skills. But like 40, if they know what they have to know, is definitely they have to know what they know. And the other things like 60% is definitely soft skills, in my opinion.
Awesome,
Okay.
awesome.
Lokesh, your views?
See, the industry what I'm looking at is predominantly I'll be looking at 75% of technical skills, because that is what going to bring me a patient or a customer insight. But to bring the customer, it should be a sustainable business or a repeat customer. The 25% soft skill will make a difference.
Okay, so I mean, the five of you coming from people functions and one person coming from the tech background, I think the answers have got flipped. I think Srihari is vouching for soft skills and the rest are vouching for technical skills. Anyways, I think it's again industry to industry, the perspectives will change, but the end part is both are important, and I think both are required for somebody to sustain and grow within an organization, and very importantly to contribute as well. I believe all of you will agree on that part.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Very true. Yes.
Okay, before I open up this for the other people, one more question from my side, right? How serious is this employability crisis, right? How many students do you have to face before you hire the right one? What is what is the situation like right now? Is it great or is it pathetic? What's your take? And I will start with Lokesh. We'll go the reverse order now.
See, the volume game is more now for me. So the volume game, if you see the number of people whom I interview, may not be the huge chunk of people, because predominantly, if you take the South India is technical. Predominantly, we have people who go for engineering or any technical studies. So I don't get people for what to say to get for a service industry, if it is because the main job for in a diagnostic is the person phlebotomist who draws blood from the patient. So they are our business. So I generally tie up with a lot of schools. We develop certain schools because of the demand in our thing. So we are not getting people right from readily from the market. We are actually training in our own cost, and we are making them employed. So that gives a fair idea of how you. I don't get a campus recruit or something for this related, because the DMLT courses are limited in Chennai, and the demand for my company or the industry is more than the market provides. So I look at people. So there are certain schools which do 1 year DMLT and all those things. So we are actually spending and training.
So it's not easy. That's what you have to say.
It's not easy.
It's not easy. Okay. Srihari, you can let us know your thoughts.
I'm sorry, could you please repeat the question?
Now, how difficult or how serious is the employability crisis? How difficult is it easy for you to hire people, especially freshers right now?
Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty difficult question to answer. But what? So for us, like we are dealing with freshers most of the time, and trying to train them and then make them work. And as I think one of the speakers said about not giving up, and so these kind of attitudes, we need to find out, and it doesn't. We cannot find it in a day or two, even a week or so. It is pretty hard, and there are family situations for them, and to earn money in the very early stage and so on, and there are many things which we had to. There is a lot of uncertainties which they had to face, and that brings the employability to find the right person difficult. So it sometimes we say it's a luck. Like we try to find a set of good people, maybe 3 or 4, and then maybe 1 or 2 remains. And the job market, so we try to bring projects. We are working with international customers, so we talk and we bring the projects and so on. We need to show that like we have a good team and so on. So yeah, it is both sides. Internally, we get prepared and we pitch and get the projects, and we need more people. We hire them and so on. So it is a loop. Yeah. Did I answer?
All right. Yeah. So I mean, you can just give me a binary answer. Is it difficult, or is it like is it easy for you? I mean, if you can give me,
it's not easy for me.
It's not easy for you. Okay.
Not easy for me, yeah.
All right. Okay. Archana, you're smiling, so I can see that. So I'll come to you, Patho.
Yes.
What's your take on hiring freshers? Is it easy or is it difficult?
I'll share from my experience. Go back to those years when I was supporting placements in colleges. I've seen that you line up about 70-80 people, just about 3 or 4 get hired. That percentage hasn't changed too much. The reason, as Srihari mentioned, some people look for great soft skills. Some people have an orientation for great technology skills, right? So for a student or for a college to measure up to that expectation is difficult to ascertain, number one. And also colleges to a certain extent have a limited capability in enhancing technology skills to Superman level, right? So that's one reality. The second thing that I see is soft skills come with the person that you are interviewing. I mean, there are some intrinsic soft skills that they have or they don't have. To develop that again to a Superman level is a very tough task. So I do not foresee that this is going to change in the near future.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Bhavna?
Yeah, coming here, basically I would say that the opportunities are plenty, but I don't get the right person. For example, we had a few students coming from Agni College. Around 22 of them came, and only 3 of them got selected. What generally with freshers, what I do is, I just to understand their technical skills, I send them to the sites. I send them on the field and I ask them to go see, I give them a couple of aspects like, someone to go check what is firefighting all about and how is it placed. Some of them, how is the plumbing the project all about. So when they come back to me is where they fail actually. So that's why I keep saying that the practical aspect is always, till now I see that is missing. So if the colleges are, open in sending the students for internships to gain this practical knowledge, this gap can definitely be filled. So
I get it.
There are not opportunities. We definitely have opportunities, but it's difficult for us to find the right talent.
Right. So yeah, Archana, I get your point, Bhavna. So thank you so much. Archana, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Keep it short.
Okay,
We have few more questions.
The opportunities available are plenty actually, like the other speakers said. But then the bridging the gap between what is available and what the demand and supply is difficult. I'm sure that is making our lives a little more difficult as well. So we had a fresher requirement of around 40 and we were able to close only 16. So that's the gap.
Okay. Yeah, Sumitra.
Yeah, compared to 2019, the opportunities are less for fresh grads. We are not doing on-campus hiring, off-campus hiring we are doing. What I would say is the commitment from the youngsters are less. They are committing that they are taking the offer. Sometimes they are doing dual employment. That's the problem. And then after doing proctoring also, we are seeing the mismatching before interview selection. Some person is attending. After that, we could see that different person is joining. So these are all things we are facing difficulties in IT industry. So we are strengthening in the digital transformation. The third point is the commitment. As I said, right, they are not committed to they're taking offers and the dropouts are very high in this freshers.
Right. Thanks, Sumitra. I think for the school children who are watching this particular segment and wondering this is not for me, they're talking about freshers and placements. I think you will essentially get there in 5 or 6 years, right? And I don't think the situation has changed in the last 20 years. The situation won't change in the last next whatever 30 40 years. But the point is, if you don't work on your skills and if you're really ready and if you are well prepared, there are always opportunities to pick you up and you're always secured. And those who are trying to postpone this and trying to be very complacent about skill development or communication skills or even technical skills, they are going to lag and they are going to miss out on opportunities. And that's why, in fact, I had to put this question forward. And thanks all the speakers for answering that. I'm going to take some audience questions. The first one that seemed to be very interesting is, how do I get internships? How do I apply for internships? Either let it be school children. Okay, let me put it in two divisions. One is, are you guys open for taking school kids, especially high school kids, to give them opportunities to explore your industry? Do you guys do that? Number one. Number two, how does a college student can approach you and get internships? Anybody can take this forward. Whoever is fastest finger first here. Yeah, go ahead, Bhavna.
See here, I would like to say that we are very, very open for freshers because we always believe in young minds and grooming the young minds. That's one of the key areas where we are also looking at. So we have a project in Ambattur which is called Lemongrass, and we had done the waste management project there. So recently we had some school students visiting there and understanding how the waste can be used for manure purpose. So this is such things, when it comes to us, we immediately agree, and we also invite school principals. In fact, the other day, the school principal had brought 10 students along. So this is something which we can do for the school students. For college students, they can go and apply, they can walk in. I mean, a lot of walk-ins are directly coming nowadays from students directly, not through the colleges or, through the placement offices. So it's very nice to see that, the young children are so interested in the internships. And there, during the internships, we don't have any criteria. We don't look for anything. We just look at the interest of learning. So once they are through, we give them that. And after 3 months, we also offer them good jobs if they are really good. And we give them a good certificate. We give them a good send-off once they are done. So this is it. This is it from my side.
Actually, now I'm thinking of applying for internship, Bhavna. So
you're most welcome, Tamil.
Okay. Anybody else would like to share your views?
Tamil, this pre-placement offers through internships. This is one thing that most colleges are trying to focus on now. So that indicates that there are more requests coming from students in terms of doing more than the usual number of internships. There are people I have encountered who have come to us saying that they call it a summer job, right?
Right.
And they require a summer job. See, that may be for a different reason of keeping themselves busy during the summers, but at the same time, that intent actually helps the student in upgrading himself to a better level, which is I'm sure, as Bhavna said, most companies would promote that culture, right? Anybody who walks in and takes the pain of walking into an organization and asking for summer project, I think is not thrown away without a hearing. Is that right, Bhavna?
Yes, you're right. And across, I always have at least 8 as average trainees always, and not just in civil engineering or project side. We invite them for HR, accounts, and that is one of the key performing area for me in my organization where I stand out. We do a lot of internships, give them a lot of learning, and we give them a lot of responsibilities as well during their training period. And most of the times they are absorbed. So my hiring becomes a little easy as well, I would say.
Yeah.
I'm not committed to give them a job. At the same time, I know how the person is going to be. I observe them the entire 3 months. So we are very, very safe that way in such hiring.
Right. Yeah. Anybody else?
Yeah, we do hire interns. We are taking the grads or students from Internshala. That's the site they can apply, and we can also shortlist the students from there.
Can they also walk in, Sumitra? If
No,
interested?
our office is not operating currently. It's all virtual.
If anybody connects with you on LinkedIn and asks you for...
Definitely. Great. We do have open question for interns.
Excellent. Srihari and Lokesh, any thoughts, and even Archana on internships?
Me, I have some thoughts to say. See, my neighbor, a young guy, he got placed in Zoho. Okay, so he's just, I think he did this 12th standard, that's all. So he was very enthusiastic in making apps and so on. So he somehow, he got in touch with somebody, and through him, somebody, and also he showed the application what he did, and it was brilliant. And they offered an internship. Now he's with Zoho. So what I would say is, like, not just with Zoho, everywhere, anywhere, like if you're willing to start working, I think the opportunity is very worldwide, and everybody wants you, okay, every student, and we want people to create something. What I would say is, like, don't wait, keep doing things, start understanding what is real, what is the real world, and what they do, and what is your passion. Bring out and create some things, and see what comes to you. There'll be, like, you'll be really surprised. It'll be more than what you expect. So that is what I would say. So internship is something you might have a lot of internship offers. People wants you than you applying. So that also can happen. That's what I would say.
Right. Lokesh and Lokesh, would you have anything to add?
So we do look for internship for our support functions. But since the technical skills are for the main role, the internships, we already train them for jobs only. So people can apply for internships. So as soon as we get it, we'll definitely, we have given some 6 to 8 interns every year. So that's window is always open.
Right. I have this very curious question. This was also asked by a couple of students. Like, how do you view diploma after 10th as a way to build career? Is degree something that you mandatorily look to to hire a student, or even diploma programs are equally good for you to take them on board and train them? What is your take on that? Anybody can go on it.
Tamal, I'd like to go on this diploma Yes, diploma freshers, yeah, we are looking for diploma freshers in our core production area where you start with basic small engineering activities, and then we feel that the diploma guys are more hands-on in compared to an engineering graduate as well. So we look for diploma guys, and but progression happens only with B degree for various other reasons. So,
Right.
but there is a lot of opportunity for the diploma guys as well.
No, my question is, would there be a change of salary grade and everything for a diploma and a degree, or is it like you treat them the same? I mean, somebody who's joining you after 2 years of diploma and somebody who's joining after 4 years of degree, do we have a differentiation? Is my question.
Okay, yes. The placement of a diploma and is more on a production and manufacturing area where electronics is required. The basis of electronics is required. So the grade and the level and the salary bands, yes, there is a difference. There is a different strategy that we follow.
Okay, provided they have the skills. Am I right?
Yes,
yeah.
yes. But over the period of time, what we have seen is a diploma with 8 years of experience and 10 years of experience. They somewhere come to the same level in terms of salary.
Right. And anybody else would like to add your thoughts on that, diploma and degree?
We don't take diplomas, but we do consider bachelor degrees either in the engineering stream or non-engineering stream.
Okay.
I would say just for them to everybody whoever applies for a company, I think they must foremost think about like how is the culture of the company. Okay, so what they take it very seriously. How is but these are all not easy and visible outside the company. But I don't know, like maybe you might have to answer. This is what I could understand. Like if somebody wants to apply to a company, so how they will treat them, So for example, me as a diploma, for instance, if I'm going to apply, I'm really scared like how they will treat me, So that research has to be done, or somewhere it has to be transparent and so on. So maybe you can tell your opinion about this. So culture makes a lot of difference.
Right. Okay. So there is this interesting question on, one of the student has asked Purnima, dear sir, ma'am, what do you prefer is the most widely taken course and is the best degree course which helps in getting jobs? So the question is very simple. What should I study, and what I'm studying should be really good enough to get me a good job, right? So what will be your answer to this kind of a question?
All right. I would take a first shot at this.
Go ahead, sir. Yeah, kindly keep it short. That's all.
Sure. See, one thing is everybody says that identify your passion and then go after it. But in today's India, it is possible to go after your passion. But when we passed out, we did not have that option. There were standard courses that we were supposed to be doing and getting after a career out of nothing. Today I'm saying that almost every industry pays pretty handsome salaries. So anything that you can identify with as a profession is something that you should be chasing, and a relevant degree to support you on that is something that you should do.
Okay. All right. Anybody else would like to give it a shot at this question?
So as Partha sir said, they have to follow the passion and dream. If they are looking at only the money, it will not long last. Definitely, right? If someone is good at math, they can go for analyst, or they can go for, if someone is good in algorithm, they can go for coding. See, they have to understand, they have to do a lot of research on their interest, and they have to see the pros and cons of each industry.
Right. There is another question. We'll take two more questions, and we will try and close this session. Dear sir, madam, I completed my BE this year. I got placed in a company and quit. If I develop my skills now, can I get placed, or should I do higher studies or MBA? Which would be the way to get a job? So this person has taken a degree, got a job, quit the job. Now they want to go for higher studies or MBA, or which one would be easier for them to get a job? The question is not very clear, but ultimately it's like, looks like this person wants to get a job after higher studies. What would be the best option for that? That's all.
Okay, I would
I
like
mean,
to-
is there a reason from this guy to have quit? I mean,
The
is there a
reason is
particular-
not given.
Oh, okay. Anybody else would like to say? Because I have some thoughts, I'll share it.
No, I would like to say, so the one which Tamil have shown in his slide, no? So what is speed? So distance per time, and it doesn't have a direction. So also here, I see like if he wants to do something, he wants to know what is his direction, where he's going. So then he understands, he self manifests if this direction is right for him, you know. So if he's going to do a job, what he's going to learn there, and you know, maybe he wants to earn together, and what is his life situation, you know, all this matters. So he has to slowly think by himself. So maybe what is his situations and circumstances, but not just on circumstances he can change it, but then what he wants to sacrifice and what he wants to keep it, you know, it is up to him. So direction and goal, he has to make it.
Right. Okay.
I would like to add.
Yeah, sure.
See, actually, for someone who are quitting their job and going in for studies, they'll have to have a very, very clear direction on what they actually want. See, in the initial days, maybe they know, they don't know, they get into some things is fine. But this is not that stage. So this stage is going to be a very, very clear stage. Otherwise, there will be a big time mess up. You know, for example, my daughter, after her graduation, she got placed with data science. So 2 years she worked in data science, and she knew what she's going to do in data science. So she quit her job and she's pursuing her data science, which she knows that after finishing MS in data science, she's sure to get a better job than what she was. So there has to be a very, very clear direction when people or students are quitting their job. If that is clear, then they are in the right path.
Right.
I think it's about the conviction in the particular career that you've started, Tamil. I mean, if you've started to do engineering, maybe the first company that you work for isn't giving you the required motivation. That could always happen. But I personally would think that this guy would have a reason to study engineering, and maybe he's keen to pursue in the field of engineering. But having said that, it always happens that, you know, the first company that you encounter may not be the right place for you. That's how you feel. So people tend to think that if I change my qualification. Now the question is, what is your temperament? You want to stay back in engineering or go somewhere else? Is a question now you need to answer for yourself. Now, all of us, I mean, parents, teachers, mentors, they would give their best feedback in terms of this is a profession which is doing well, this is the segment which is doing well, you could go there. But let's also distance ourselves from pushing these people into careers rather than guiding them into the best careers that they can take. I mean, that's my take.
Right. Great. So one last question is the MBA you know, worth doing while in correspondence while you know, kind of while working? Is that something that is worth while doing? Is the question? What's your take on that?
I'll go with this, Amar. I would always recommend MBA to be at least an executive program like while you're working, because it gives the moment we go into an MBA, I think the business case study learnings are all very important, which teaches you a lot of things rather than the books. So I would not recommend a correspondence course for an MBA while studying. Rather, I would recommend a executive program which has a part-time sessions where you go can attend over the weekend or in the evening. So that's my take on it.
There are online MBAs available from about 100 odd universities in India. UGC has cleared universities to offer MBA programs online. I think that's a better option rather than getting into correspondence course, because these are weekend-based programs, and depending on your convenience, you can take on classes where instructors. These are instructor-led programs. So I think those would be better options for people who probably cannot afford an executive MBA program. The executive MBA programs pricing is little high, right? Still in this country. So, I mean, depends on how the employers look at it. But I'm sure with so many universities pushing online programs, I think that this will also gain the relevant respect in the industry.
Right. Okay, so I think we will close the session. Just one last thought from each one of the speaker. What would you tell the youngsters what would be your advice to the youngsters to become successful in their chosen career? Let me start with Srihari, then we'll move on the table.
Okay. So what I would say is, I would is like try to find out what you like. So try to understand like the criticisms and what you call the praising, which you get it from your own circle, so you can use them to understand what you are and what you're good at. That's the easiest way to understand about you a little bit, and then use them and see, for example, if somebody tells, so okay, for me, somebody told me, yeah, you are good at mechanical, making some mechanical things, parts and so on. So then I try to get into mechanical engineering. So this way, try to just understand and keep your ears open, understand what others say about you. So if you don't know yourself much, so then you start doing it and find out like what you can create. And from there on, it moves really forward. So even if you don't go forward, people will take you forward, and then the world needs you. So then you will automatically identify what is good for you, and what you like to learn, what you like to choose to study or work or anything like that. So this is my advice to everybody. Be confident, and the ups and downs it's just some set of events, So don't be, if somebody tells you you cannot do that, just don't take it seriously. Okay.
Good one.
This is my advice.
Beautiful, beautiful. Lokesh, would you like to go next?
Yeah, definitely. What is the question, Tamil? Can you repeat?
I mean, what would be the one thing that you would like to tell the youth on becoming successful in their chosen career? What would be your advice to them?
So, as I presented before, anywhere if you see, there are a lot of, only when you solve the problem which is there for the people. So you're going to definitely be the change maker in the area. So that's why I just always say whatever you encounter. So everybody has even if it is for example, if you take a example of urban clap. So during COVID time, we had issues calling people home and preparing, and this company provided with vaccination certificate. So that comfort you had. So that's a new thought where we can look at. So how you can creatively look at problems and solve it. So that is what always people definitely. And also one big advice I will always give is always take the road less traveled, because you will not have traffic. Okay, so you can go in a jet speed and achieve your success.
Beautiful, beautiful. Archana, would you like to go next?
Okay, I would like to put it up like this. Okay, the first one is know yourself. So what are your interests? What are you fascinated about? So this is something that it's going to answer you and tell you on what you have to choose for. So that's the start point. And then you start exploring about what are the opportunities available there, available in the chosen field. Number 3 is also doing a self introspection or taking the guidance from mentors in the industry or mentors with future captains to know about where do they stand in terms of having the capabilities of getting into the chosen field. So then actually you have to equip yourself and move forward. This is one thing that I would like to say, to take up your career, which is going to be the next 30-40 years of life of us, right? So in addition to that, I will also recommend to be successful, I think we have to continuously learn and keep sharpening your brain, either by reading or through solving puzzles, because I'm from the engineering background. I say like Lokesh said, problem solving, giving solutions. So you have to keep your brain sharpened to handle the problem statements. So that's my take on to be successful.
Excellent. Okay. Parthoda, please go ahead.
Qualifications in this country come to you because of various reasons. Not necessarily that is the area that you would succeed in. Otherwise, people like Tamil who were into a software development firm would not come and start FutureCaptains. Success is something that you feel inside. It's not about how many crores have you put in your bank. It's about a fulfilling professional engagement, right? And how people are reacting to you in that particular profession. Jobs anyone can do, but to succeed, end of the day, even I'm sure I've met people of my age who are CEOs of different organizations. They still are looking for something which fulfills them, right? They're managing a company, but still. I know of people. I'm a big fan of Indian cinema, so I keep reading about people and all of that. There's somebody who was talking about himself, and this guy did his engineering degree predominantly because his parents wanted him to do an engineering degree. When he mentioned that he wants to get into cinema, nobody agreed to it. So that's what I'm saying. Your calling brings you the success. So are you able to hear your calling? If you are able to, success comes to you. Like Tamil has gone on his calling, right? And very few people will be able to listen to that calling. Congratulations, Tamil, for this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Yeah. Let's go to Sumitra.
Yeah, my points are, keep up and always look out for the trend, what is happening in the industry. Never, stop at what everybody does. My friend is doing this, my friend is choosing this. Keep learning, keep trying new skills, and keep experimenting. See, agree to the interview only after through a thorough research on the company and the JD. Okay, if you have any question, you can always approach the recruiter or the manager who is taking the interview. Do not agree and attend the interviews just for the sake. If you're not sure about, please don't accept the offer. And cross-check always your skills with the job description, because at the end of the day, you are selected only when your skills matches with the requirement. My last point to all the talents are, inspire yourself, be on your toes, learn, think, act, and grow.
Right. Okay. All right. Finally, Bhavna, your thoughts.
Yeah. See, we'll have to be passionate about what we want. We will have to do a job what we like. It's not that, one industry has a lot of opportunities, I'll have to rush there. No, what I like. If I like photography, yes, I want to do photography. If I like dancing, I would like to take up dancing. So it's not that, only engineering or only medical is going to be their life forever. It's whatever you like. Every profession has its own respect and its own avenues to be opened upon. So just do what you like. It could be anything, and whatever you like, master it. That's all. If you are good at something, master that. So that's something from my side. I would also like to add that young minds are the future of any country, and to the student community, we definitely need all of you. Please upskill yourself in whatever field you are in. Thank you so much.
Right. And I think I will also share my thoughts just to end, and then I'll leave it to Rishabh to give the vote of thanks. There are a couple of things that I would want to talk about. Is first, whatever you do, stay committed to it. Because as soon as you start off on your area, whatever that may be, engineering or medicine, whatever it may be, it's not going to be easy. You will face a lot of challenges. So those challenges are there to groom you and give you the skills that you would require to grow in that path. So the first thing is stay committed to what path you have chosen. The second important thing that you need to do is to value your time. I see a lot of people have a lot of time and don't know what to do with it. And this is the time where the high school students or even college students can upskill themselves in various technologies just by going to free resources. This program is free. How many of them are really staying back till the end? You see it for yourself, right? How much you want to gain knowledge, how much you want to seek knowledge, how much you want to grow yourself, because there is this movie that is calling you in the television versus this webinar where 6 or 7 old people are coming and talking to you. I mean, how do you really want to, which one you want to choose? The movie actually calls you, right? But how do you prioritize that movie with the webinar that you're seeing where the knowledge is coming to you into your doorstep? That priority is completely missing out in many youngsters, and I'm happy that 120 plus students are sitting still and they're still listening to us, which I'm glad. And you guys are the leaders, and you guys are those who are going to take this country to the next level, and you guys are those with whom we are going to leave the baton. So, and thanks to you, all of you, for staying back, especially the parents, teachers, school principals, placement officers who took time to share this event details with their students. And thank you all of them. And thank you to my team who worked day in, day out. I know how difficult it was to call parents and invite them. Many of them, not really were keen in participating, but still, my team would have called close to about 5,000 people in the last 1 week. And we are a small team, but the amount of effort that has gone into it is enormous. So thanks, team Future Captains. Thanks to all the speakers, Sumitra, Bhavana, Parthoda, and Srihari, Archana, Lokesh, all of you, for taking your valuable time on a Sunday morning and coming and sparing your time with youngsters. I think it's enormously useful. And yeah, I think I would like to call another future captain, Rishabh, please, to share your word of thanks, and then we can go for a snapshot and end of the session. Thank you.
So I'm Rishabh here. Hope you guys are able to hear me.
Yeah, go ahead, Rishabh.
Yes. So before we conclude the session, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to all of you for generously helping us make this event come together and make it a grand success. A special thanks to all the speakers for giving us an insight about various industries. Mr. Srihari Subramanian for design and engineering. Thank you, sir, for giving us, letting us know and giving us an insight about various softwares, simulations, and etc., which seems to be very exciting in your industry. Ms. Bhavana Asrani for giving us, for letting us know about various the industries that are not only core to real estate, but also there are allied industries to it, and also the skills required for them. Mr. Partho Ganguly for e-commerce and finance, and he had let us know the roles and qualifications needed, how the e-commerce is actually growing because the COVID period. And then Ms. Archana Rajamanikam for semiconductors and electronics, letting us know the opportunities in industries like supply chains, manufacturing, etc. And then Mr. Lokesh Ambigapati, and he had let us know how medical equipments have been developed. It's true, like we have now portable oximeters, and literally I guess everybody will be having it at home. And the importance of problem solving was very clearly explained by him. And then we have Ms. Sumitra Ganeshan. She gave us a very clear view about how we must equip ourselves, and how the trend of the digital industry is, and what is going to be future, to name a few from her PPT, like EVs, autonomous mobility, etc. And thanks to Mr. Tamil Selvan sir, the founder and CEO of Future Captains, for organizing the HR Conclave 2021. We couldn't have done it with all of your support. Thank you all for attending the conclave, and we hope to see you soon in our upcoming sessions. Thank you, speakers, and thank you, audience. I would like all of you to turn on your cameras so that we can have a good pic. I would like all of you to switch on your cameras, please. Yes, I can see. Nice. Come on, everybody.
Sure, you're taking the pic of all the screens, snapshot of all the screens, Rishabh?
Yes, I'm just doing it one by one.
Yeah. And I'll also request the speakers to type their LinkedIn page details on the chat box so that people can connect with you and they can also follow you on LinkedIn. So, people, let's make it a habit, a practice to, kind of create followership for yourself. Tag, all the speakers on LinkedIn and create a post so that you get notified in your friend circle. It's a very important activity. If you want to, get some visibility, please do tag the speakers and and create a post, and you can even share the snapshot of this program on your LinkedIn, and you will get some visibility. Let people know that you have spent good time learning about jobs and careers on Independence Day morning, and that's a very interesting way to tell people that you are using your time productively. It will inspire a lot of people, so that way let's make it happen. So I'm also sharing mine, and please do connect with all of us. And yeah. So once again, very happy Independence Day to all of you, and I hope this session particularly helped you to streamline your career path and your thoughts about choosing your career path and developing your career and moving forward. So before we quit, if you would like, any participant would like to share your thoughts, not questions, any thoughts, I'm going to unmute yourself so you can say your feedback, and you can you can leave the session. So that's about it, and good day to all of you, and take care. So if you want to share any thoughts, you can say, and you can leave the forum. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. You can say how you felt about the session and leave. That'll make everybody happy.
Sir, it was really informative.
Hello.
Thank you for the session.
Yes, go ahead.
Hello,
Go ahead.
I have a small query regarding the MBA thing. Like, does it have any impact if we pursue MBA from IIM or like some other college? Like, does it have any impact in the future?
I appreciate that question, but unfortunately, we are all on the way out. Maybe you can connect with us, offline, and I can help you with that question. Definitely.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello. Thank you, sir. It was interesting class.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. This was a fantastic session.
Very
sir.
interesting
We
class,
have
sir.
learned
Thank
a
you,
lot
sir.
of things.
Yes, Pranita, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It was a fantastic session, sir. We learned a lot of things here, and thank you. And expecting few more sessions, sir.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you. It was a very helpful session. So it was too interesting, and we learned about many things in
Sir,
our
certificate didn't come, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you,
When
Nishita.
can we
When
expect
will
the
receive
certificate,
certificate,
sir?
sir? When will you receive certificate, sir?
Okay, certificate will be sent to you in about a couple of days. So don't worry about that. That will come to you. But far more important things have happened today. So I would like your feedback on the session rather than questioning about the certificate. Certificate will definitely reach you guys. Don't worry about it.
Okay,
Thank you so much, sir. Being as a student, I learned many things, and I thought I'll not be learning much about, like, as being as a student, I'll not be learning much. But I really hoped, and at last, the session was really great. Thank you so much for spending your time and making us learn more things. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Purnima. Very kind of you. Very, very kind of you. Thank you so much.
It was a very good session. You spread many awareness to the youngsters to know what is the right career path to choose. I think it was very useful for people who are not aware of what is the opportunities it's available. So I think it was a very useful session. Thank you.
Thank you, Kajol. Thank you so much. All right. Anybody else would like to share your views? Then we can close the session.
This is Rishabh here. My view.
Yeah, go ahead, Rishabh.
Thank you, speakers, and you have actually taken out the insight in each one of us, like our inhibition, I must say, about what we think and what is actually the true world outside. And thank you, Tamil Selvan sir, for giving me an opportunity to attend the session, and also at the same time, kind of welcome the speakers and also the audience. Thank you a lot. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Rishabh. Okay, so I think we can close it out. Thank you so much, speakers. We'll stay in touch. Of course, our journey will continue, and of course, everybody else, we have other sessions coming up. So if you want to be part of our family, please do fill the form, and we will invite you for our future webinars, and we'll be in touch. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tamil and Future Captains. Thank you for this initiative that you've taken. And I'm sure, running an organization and building a community for the betterment is a much greater service.
Thank you, sir.
God bless you, Tamil.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. It means a lot. Means a lot. Yeah.
Thank you, Tamil. All the best for your.
Thank you so much, brother. Thank you.
Thank you, Tamil.
Thank you,
Well
everyone.
spent. Yeah, thank you all.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. See you.
Thank you.
See you all.
Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.
Goodbye. See you. Then we can close the session. Thank you so much.